Today's video, we're going to talk about Shopify Magic and whether or not it or a app that you can put on Shopify to generate AI-based product descriptions or AI-generated product descriptions is a good idea. Sometimes you can use this to make some pretty good money. Most of the other times, just by using it the quick and dirty way, we'll say, where you're not putting much time and thought into it, you're not going to make any money. You can actually hurt your company considerably. Or if you think about the potential revenue that you lost by using it, it actually costs you money. So I'm going to go through how to use this the right way. If you are going to use it, it's like a gun. You can you can use it productively, or you can kill yourself with it. This is very similar to that. I will give you the tips to how to use it the right way if you are going to use it, and then what to stay the hell away from, basically. So you don't just blindly believe what the label says about using AI, whether it's the Shopify Magic or some other app, whether to use it or not, to do split testing or generate the descriptions itself. I'm going to go over all of that on this particular video. That said, I'll get directly into the content. Using AI to make money, by the way, or in general, is all the rage these days. And there are some success stories out there that make everyone excited to use it. But with the success stories, there's more, there's people that, F up their entire business or website along with it. It's like, business success stories. You hear about all the good, successful stories. The people that died using, in business or went out of business, you don't hear about them. So it skews your perception, okay? I'm here to give you both sides of the equation so you can make an educated decision, and for the most part, just not lose using it. But, by the way, I have myself made money with Chat GPT already, a good deal of money by making site content specifically. But it comes, because I run an ad agency, but I also own e-commerce businesses on the side. The Chat GPT to make money using content generation, on-site content generation is, basically you have to be very careful when using it. You got to know the key facts to actually make use of it. And specifically to use Chat GPT to do product descriptions versus blog content type content, I don't mostly recommend using it at all, except for if you're in a few unique situations, which I'm about to cover. One thing that you could do with AI generated product descriptions using Shopify Magic or other apps that do this is you can initially create your descriptions for a bunch of products that would take you a long time or a lot of money hiring copywriters to write the descriptions. But just because you rank organically using that doesn't mean that ranking is going to stand the test of time. Well, sometimes ranking on Google is random. Why one page ranks versus another page? A lot of it just comes down to chance many times. That said, once you get on the first page, it's the conversion rate of the traffic that gets driven to that page that's going to determine if it stays there, goes down in rank, or up in rank. And what I am telling you here is if you are going to use it, don't use it as your be-all, end-all for your site descriptions. Nothing in life, nothing especially in marketing, should be all or nothing. It's all about nuance. First of all, by the way, whether or not you're able to use AI-generated product descriptions and then rank organically, mainly just comes down to niche competition. If there isn't many products in your space, you can rank rather well with AI-generated content on that page, just like you can with blog posts, by the way, and using Chat GPT, which I'm going to make a subsequent follow-up video just about that. And so this is great for both product descriptions. Let's say, to give you a scenario here, if you sold nuts and bolts, okay, you have 100,000 potential SKUs to put on your website. Ultimately, the AI-generated descriptions would be great because it would be able to generate unique descriptions, and you could rank well just off of that. Why? Mainly because there's not a lot of other sites that you're competing against, and that are going through the work to create 100 different product pages on their site for 100,000 different nuts and bolts in different sizes. So just literally having a page there that can get crawled by Google's index or by their crawler will make it so that that page ranks organically. And because, you know, even though each page only bringing in a hit or two a month, you have 100,000 products, now you have 100,000 visits a month to your site, you're making good money. That said, as soon as a page ranks, I would reinvest at least out of the pages that get the most traffic out of what ranks. I would right away hire a real copywriter to write the description. A, because it's going to convert into business at a higher rate than you would have otherwise. But B, more importantly, going back to what I said before, Google doesn't have to keep, ranking you where you're at. The best scenario is to do what you can to get on the first page, and then from there you could actually go from rank 10 to rank 1 just by having a better page that has higher click-through rate, higher conversion rate than your competition. And so, because they want to show what's relevant and gives their users the best experience, i.e. Google. So, when you rank, just count your lucky stars that you actually did get ranked on the first page. And once you're on the radar, that's the time you invest in the description with an actual professional copywriter to write the description the right way. So in the scenario that I gave you with the 100,000 products, nuts and bolts that you want to create pages for on your site, you could do the AI generated descriptions for all of them, and 30 days later you notice that say 100 of them rank on the first page. Okay, those 100 right away, that's the time I would invest in rewriting the product descriptions, because it's manageable, and what you're going to do is going to automatically turn into more money than you would have had otherwise from those pages that actually rank. So it allows you to see what will rank, what Google will rank, and before you invest real money into writing the description. That's the specific scenario where I would use AI generated product descriptions. But again, it's not a solution in and itself. It should only be used to do some initial testing to see what Google will rank, and then invest in a proper copywriter, because I don't care how good AI is, people want to read good descriptive information on a product page if they're going to spend good money. Assuming they can't get the information anywhere else for that product or service that you're doing, you need to invest real money to get that person willing to part with their money. So that's the basic deal there. And then of course, if you're going to run ads, this channel is about making money with pay-per-click ads, with online ads. Do not use, and when you're talking about trying to promote a few product pages, not 100,000 product pages or 100,000 landing pages, then you don't want to use AI generated product descriptions, because it's going to handicap your ability to make that paid ad generate enough sales to cover the ad spend and your cost of doing business so much that you basically it's not going to save you any money in the long run. You want to, and if you can't afford to have, a copywriter write actual product descriptions for 1,000 pages you might want to think you want to try to promote, what I recommend to you is focus on doing 10 pages, promote them with your ads, make money from them, then do the next 10 and the next 10. This is a common mistake people make when running ads. They go way too broad at the beginning, and then they run out of money and they say, shoot, it doesn't work. When really, they should go after the stuff that's most likely to work first, use that money to roll into the second most profitable thing that has the second most potential, and then the third, and then like that. People don't do it because they don't want to invest a lot of time and money at the beginning to get things to work, when reality is the way that you do get it to work quickly and on a small amount of money, so that that small amount of money can be profitable, so you can just take the profit from that and reinvest it in the next bit of ad spend you want to invest, is you do the first thing you're going to do really, really well. And the way that you do that really, really well is you focus on one tiny little thing, because when you focus on one tiny little thing, yes, all the effort in that tiny thing will make sure it can beat the competition, but you know, when somebody's searching for a 3.5 inch bolt with a hole in the middle, and you can, you know, make sure you cater to that user really, really well with what they see on the ad, where you're taking them to, it's likely to work. Versus if you try to, you know, cater to everybody, you can't get super specific in your language and all that. So it's a different way of looking at trying to make ads work, and you know, ultimately you narrow down your focus so much that it has to make money, and then you parlay the profit from that into other things. So, however, if you were the nut and bolt guy, by the way, you were running ads, I would still also say AI generated product descriptions are okay. If you don't have competition or too much competition, because anything on there will do better than nothing, assuming there's demand in the market for those products. So you actually could use it on pages that you're going to promote with paid ads as well. But again, if you have competition with good product page descriptions, well, you're kind of forced to do it. So you go ahead and look what the competition actually is in your market and see if you think that you need to do it. If they have really good descriptions, you're using AI, well, you're going to handicap yourself probably to a point that it's not going to pay for itself after the cost of the ad spend and the product or service cost to deliver the service. You're not going to make money, so you're forced to do it. Again, and if that's you, you fix the problem really simply by focusing on just one product or one service. Make money from that, then parlay it into other products and services. Instead of doing what everybody else does, going super broad right away, and then they can't afford to write a real human-written description that would actually compete with their competition. The other thing I want to talk about in this particular video is there are apps for Shopify as well that also do automatic split testing. So not only will it create the description for you using AI and Chat GPT, but it will also split test. So it'll change the description after a period of time and see if that will make the product page traffic convert better, or the landing page traffic convert better than it was before. Okay, so with that said, don't do that. The main reason why you don't want to use AI to do this is because the AI is going to not be very good at coming up with split tests. When we're talking about ads, every single change you make to your page you're driving the traffic to is going to screw with your results, because the algorithm that drives the ads on Google, Facebook, whatever you're using, is going to have to go back and relearn what it already figured out about how to drive the right people to that page that are likely to convert. So while you got that changing all the time, Google's or Facebook's going to be changing all the time, and you're actually going to go backwards because the algorithm can't get a good bead on what it's supposed to be doing and what kind of traffic it's specifically supposed to be driving to your page. And by the way, even if you think that you're just targeting this keyword here, Google looks at the 1,000 different traits of the people that are searching for that keyword and then tries to figure out the people that search for that keyword that convert versus don't convert. And if you got your description of your product page always changing, it can't figure that out. So you want to eliminate that variable. And if you do want to do product page description testing, if you're going to, because every change you make on Google as well as on Facebook is going to cause negative volatility in your results, you want to make it worth your time. Have something that's highly likely to beat the control versus it maybe beat it maybe not, and to have your results constantly in the flux because this tool is randomly coming up with tests. It's just not worth it, basically. Come up with a real test with a human copywriter that's done real research on your market and what the consumer wants to hear and knows how to write well and communicate well, and then test that. And then furthermore, going back to the cost thing, you just make sure you would test your top page that gets the most clicks, the most traffic, the most sales It doesn't cost much to rewrite that description. What you figure out there can be applied to the other product pages, and template it out for the most part. And obviously, sometimes products are too different. You can't really learn much from what works on one to apply to other products. But you get what my main point is here. You could hire a really good copywriter to write the description for one product, and then have a mid-tier or even a lower-tier copywriter use what they learned there for all the rest of your products to save you time. And then to make hiring humans to write the descriptions a lot more affordable, if you will. And then obviously on the SEO side, to go one step further here, if your descriptions are always changing, Google and how their organic ranking algorithm works, Google's organic ranking algorithm is basically the same as Google Ads algorithm. They're both trying to find the best thing to show to the user in terms of click-through rates and conversion rates. If the landing page that they have ranked is constantly changing, right, their algorithm can't also figure out if the page converts well or not. I mean, they can kind of figure out overall, but if the page is changing, they're going to say, well, we don't really know anything here, so even if the page is better, they're not going to push it further up in the search results because it thinks it needs to retest everything. So there again, it doesn't make any sense to have the page constantly change. If you're going to change it right. If not, don't do it at all. Respectively, and then with the description's important, but I would be testing the image and adding more images on my product page, adding video to my product page before I even test the description, because the description's not going to have as high of impact than that for most niches. Not all, but a majority. So in terms of in terms of testing, you want to test the thing that has the biggest potential of impact first, because when you test the little stuff first, then you go test the big thing, likely the little thing, whatever would have worked with this big thing being changed, the little thing will actually be different. So in other words, if you have we find out that the product image with a background work better than a white background, once you find that out, the description that would have worked with the white background won't be the same thing that would worked with the colored background. I know that seems hard to believe, but that's kind of the gist of how things work when you talk about like making a page convert better and split testing. So it will always be better to start with the stuff that has the biggest potential of impact first. Then you work your way down the line. Otherwise, you have to go back to the start again and then retest things if you want the best results. So anyway, that's what I can tell you about AI-generated product descriptions. So certainly don't do the like AI-generated testing of descriptions. That's bunk. And if you can afford to have human copywriters, obviously do it, because it's much, much better. It's going to convert much, much better that way, assuming the person doing the writing knows what the hell they're doing, understands how to tell people what they want to hear, and go that general direction. And if you can't afford it, just promote fewer items at the beginning. If you're going to promote a ton of items, or you're in a niche where there's just not a lot of competition, and there's a good opportunity to just spit out 50,000 products on your site and then have them, because you're the only one with a product page that's there, be able to get it ranked and then have it do well. Now your AI generated product descriptions might make sense for a business strategy, but even then, like I said, once it's ranked, you'll make more having a human write it than an AI wrote it every time, assuming that it's an actual person that has experience writing product descriptions and knows what the hell they're doing. An AI is not going to beat a excellent description copywriter. They're just not. So, and if AI could write a product description better than a human copywriter, by the way, then nobody would be using copywriters anymore. It's good filler. It's good for filler content. But if I could put this in perspective, if the product description was a 10 on a scale of like 1 to 10, what the AI generated descriptions are going to do for you is give you like a 3 out of 10. The really good product description copywriter can bring you to a 9.9 out of 10 if you hire the right one. So why would you settle for a 3? Unless it's just a stopgap measure until You find out what's worth going after, what's profitable with the ads, what people are searching for a lot and clicking through your ads on, what's ranking organically like I talked to you about before, and then use it just as a lead-in, and then do the manual writing to take things to the next level and make 3 times as much money from that product than you would have had just sticking with the AI generated product description, which is reality about what you would make. I'm not a copywriter exclusively by trade, but I understand copywriting very, very well. And if you gave me a product page that was written by an AI generated app, if the description was written by an AI generated app, and I wrote me personally wrote the description, I'm going to be making 3 times, for whatever amount or factor the description plays into the results, I'm going to make it work 3 times better just going from that AI generated thing to mine. At least, I would say. If not more, could be 5-10 times more. It's not even going to be a comparison. It's a tool to help you put descriptions together when using humans is not economically feasible at the moment in time of where you're at and where you're in. It's not a way to save money because internet itself is so weak that you're not going to save any money. But when you have no resources and there's no physical way to make all that description content, you use it as a stopgap, like I was explaining earlier. That's what it's great at. And furthermore, you can stay using the description, and if you have no competition, you probably can make that work to drive traffic at it with paid ads and rank organically, and to rank organically long term. But again, it's all about, if you're going to get into business, why get into business to make a little bit when you can make a lot? Take what you have there, start knocking out the most popular pages that you're driving traffic to with human written descriptions and make even more money. All you got to do is pay the copywriter once, and that page now forever converts better. Why would you not want to do that? So anyway, I think that explains, my thoughts on the topic of AI generated product descriptions using Shopify Magic and the like, and how to use them responsibly, where they actually can make you money in your business. If you have any questions about anything I covered here, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you have any ad-related questions or marketing-related questions, feel free to ask me as well. I've got 15 years of experience doing ad strategy and running e-com businesses. I love to be able to give help and give back to my viewers. If you do like the content, this whole channel is just dedicated to ad strategy and giving you information that you can use to guarantee results on your ad campaigns, given that's what we do at our agency already. So if you are looking for that, this is the best information you could find online on that exact topic. So you should subscribe if that's what you are looking for. And then furthermore, if you like the channel here, you can also find my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog, where you got other written information from myself. And if you like the video content, you'll love the blog, as well as the content I write on entrepreneur.com and the column that I have there. Beyond that, though, if you're looking for an ad manager that can just simply get you good results on your campaigns and consult with you on minor things just like what I'm talking about as it ties into making money with ads and creating a scalable, profitable ad campaign for yourself, you can reach out to me at my agency at guaranteeppc.com. We're the only agency that guarantees results for our clients before you have to pay our agency any fees, which means more sales on the current ad spend that you have before you pay anything, so you're paying us strictly, purely out of profit up front. And if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll give you a free analysis on what you have. Of course, we don't work with just any client. We got to know we can get great results on your stuff, but if you want to see if we can work together, we will offer you that analysis, and I can have a conversation with you on the topic of potentially working together. Beyond that, if you are in an industry that we've worked in already, which we've worked in over 100 industries now, instead of just working with us at the level of partnering with us and we're your ad agency per se, we sell templates of what campaigns that get results in the industries that we worked in. As long as you're not in directly competing with our clients, you can use the templates to get the same results that we're getting already in your industry for yourself. Literally copying and pasting results into your ad accounts. We sell campaign templates with the landing page templates, with the ad templates that work for those markets for a one-time fee, and we can tell you what results you would get with them up front before you even, of course, pay for those templates. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me about that at my firm at guaranteeppc.com. These templates are so good, by the way, that people are using them to start side businesses, to generate leads and then sell the leads, or take a revenue share, having somebody execute the work. Having a templated campaign with results that, get with profitable results tied to that campaign that you can use day one. You can start a business like that real easily. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. If you're interested in an opportunity like that, reach out to me and I'll let you know what we have. But I'll wrap it all up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, saw some value in it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.